Yeah. So if your people haven't thought of this, Megan Thee Stallion, get them Tina Snow versions out here and shout the new old heads for
put us on the credits. So
yeah,
we can,
exactly.
So Megan Thee Stallion signed with Warner. She made this tweet because she's been in the news beefing with
Nicki.
Yeah, and going through all that. And that beef is very underwhelming, by the way. It says she just signed a deal with her Warner Music family where I maintain my independence as an artist and own my masters in publishing. It's the first deal of its kind. So
She still has but let's be real. She's still using a major distribution.
There
she
we
has
go.
a major distribution deal. So this is not this is not independent. Let's just keep it that way.
Now she
from
maintains
from an ownership standpoint, you don't think this is dope though? To her to be able to get her masters and her publishing?
What I'm saying is
you're not independent if you're going through Warner.
Oh, if you're still because you're depending on someone. I got you.
You're not an independent artist like
I got you.
Tom McDonald is.
So this is this is not the first. I wish you could see his face. Yo, so this is not the first of its kind?
No, I mean Master P got one of those.
Yeah.
Nah, Master P was 80. What was his percentage?
I don't remember,
15?
but I just know that a lot of people, like when they said they had record companies back in this day, they were what they're called pressing and distribution deals.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And it was best. You were just a fancy employee.
Rockefeller.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, for her to maintain her masters in her publishing, because that's usually where artists get screwed over.
Bro, that's huge.
So that's great. But like, let's not use the independent is just you hitting the button at your house and the record is available on DSPs.
Sure.
So outside of her using the word independence,
I don't even know if she did. I just
it's in the tweet. It's in the tweet.
I wanted to just make that clarification.
Yeah, it's in the tweet. But it says where I maintain my, in capital letters, independence. So it's in the tweet.
Well, kind of, I guess.
But that masters in publishing, because we've seen the recent, it's not recent, this is going back a handful of years now with these selling the masters. So many people out here popping off and just selling their masters. For her to be able to say, I'm going to own mine moving forward and my publishing in this deal,
I think it's just news.
pretty good, man.
I think it's news with Meg because of how bad her last deal was.
Okay.
And for her to be able to get out of that deal and actually come out on top, I think that's more so the news
versus
than what
the deal.
she's actually getting.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's
You know what I'm
fair.
saying?
That's fair.
So is this coming after, like, she puts out the song Hiss? Because I'm thinking, well, she talks about how she paid for that visual. And I'm like, well, if you paid for it, why do you need Warner at all?
She said thank you, God. Then she says, today we made history with the HISS.
Yeah.
So it's a play off of obviously the diss and everything, but I like Terry's point where he says that last deal coming off that to be able to pivot
that's
and
the
get
win
distribution
right there.
and
That's why we were in the Megan Thee Stallion documentary.
That's
that is what.
or I'm sorry, ladies first. Once again, I'm pulling up to the Image Awards. That's what we're gonna win an Image Award for.
hey, on the low,
Maybe
if they
send us some
win,
tickets.
Yeah.
I'll pull up.
if they win, we need something to put on the.
I wonder how that works. I wonder if we do, like, if they use our content.
Are we eligible for that?
If they use our content in a documentary, like, and they win an award, like, should you mail us, like,
Yeah.
Since we were contributed.
Yeah, we were
to it,
contributors.
I'll take an old school PE class certificate that we
No, I
can
don't
frame.
need no certificate. I want the actual.
You want the actual?
I want the solid award.
because
I don't want a
because
certificate.
if you think about it, when you win a Grammy,
What happened?
every single person that is a writer
gets one.
Or
gets
producer.
one.
Engineers, producers, everybody gets one.
Same thing with like Emmys.
And it's the same concept because all of those people did what? Contributed to the album.
Yep.
We contributed to that documentary.
Man, I never even thought about this. We actually do have a claim here.
That's right.
Let's hope they win.
We was
So-
joking. We were talking about the Image Awards, but really, we're technically up for an Image Award.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, I promise you, man, if they win, we want that Image Award.
Yeah, I need what's the
Straight up.
acronym again?
The EGOT.
Brother to the night.
yeah,
What?
we can't say
No.
We
We're
can't
not-
say that. We can't say that. We can't say that. But yes, Long, we would technically be.
I mean, I don't know if they classify it in the same way, but
We contributed to it.
But I mean, if this was up for a Grammy in that same manner,
We would get one.
We
just
would
like
absolutely get- yeah.
if you're sampled,
no, that's what I mean. We're being
you
sampled.
and so they sampled our voice and they might have used it wrong.
Oh,
Like how Soulja Boy got one when Beyonce got one.
So
man, we might mess around.
If ladies first wins, we need that hardware sent.
And what else?
Here.
What else were we? Well, the other thing we were in didn't get nominated for anything. So,
it was the Megan and Tory.
Yeah. But she, coming out of it, like Terry said, I did not look at it like that, brother. That's a very good point. Coming out of that old deal into this one and being able to retain her masters and her publishing. So
look, any artist that can figure out a way to retain ownership of their music, especially when you're on a major level like this, and it's also about leverage. It is. Because Warner, and I don't know if she's still has anything going on with 300 and Rock Nation or whatever.
Who knows?
She's still with Rock Nation.
Still with Rock Nation. When you're at that level, because there's so many people just happy to get on and be exploited so they can be at the Grammys. Yeah. It doesn't matter. But here she is. It's like, okay, she can still catch one. She's still in the prime of her career. So she's still in the prime of her career and be able to have this much control.
I think that's big, man.
I think that's great for her. Maybe this will be something that other artists see, and if they establish a certain level of leverage, then they'll understand that there's a play here to where you don't have to sign your life away just to get a little bit of fame.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't really need what the labels would give her. Especially, she's a perfect example, I guess, is what I'm saying, of an artist that does not need what the labels can give her. Like, she can reach all those people herself
on her own. Yeah.
And so cut them out. They got too much power anyways. So I'm happy for her. So
yeah, I hope she continues to capitalize, off of it. And like Jay Moore said, I keep forgetting how old is Megan Thee Stallion? Late 20s?
I don't know. I know she's like maybe 27, 28. I don't know.
Yeah, she got plenty of time.
So I mean, like, and this is what for a lot of people, this is what the end game usually looks like. To where, I remember like LL Cool J at the end of his Def Jam contract got control of his masters, and his publishing and ownership of his actual catalog. Usually for what it's been is like, you have to get to the end. And then they're like, okay, you can have it. We've already sucked the blood out of whatever this is. And so, like, here it is. She's able to benefit. Maybe she can create licensing deals for herself based on the ownership of her intellectual property.
Is this her newer content, or this is just for newer content though?
Because everything else is under what Carl Crawford and them.
Yeah, this tweet was.
This isn't like isn't like a reclaiming your.
No, this is
purely moving forward.
She's gonna have to take a page out of Taylor Swift's book and actually go back and re-record all this stuff if she wants to.
And that works for you. Actually, that works for both.
Yeah, for everybody.
Because honestly, when you go on to these DSPs, you can, like, the Jets have re-recorded some of their music. Yeah. Alexander O'Neal.
Shout out to Alexander O'Neal.
Jay, what's his name? The dude who put you to bed, Jay Valentine?
Yeah.
Nah, it seems wrong.
No, it's not Jay Valentine.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
So, like, we talk about Taylor Swift doing this, but there have been plenty of artists who have taken this route. I know Ashanti's in the process of doing it. So it's a situation to where, like, I don't want to say we give Taylor Swift too much credit for re-recording her own music, because, hey, not only has she done it, but her fans know to go on. If it says Taylor's version, it basically made what Scooter Braun took from her or bought from her or whatever. Almost completely
irrelevant.
Yeah, irrelevant and of no value.
But no, I think there's still a lot of value to the people that aren't her stans. But
she's got a lot of stans.
But people are going to just randomly see it and play it. So he's still going to get residuals. But to your point, all her fans are going to know.
They know to only stream or download or buy the one that says Taylor's version.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point of even bringing it up, because if Megan goes back and does that and pretty much trumps whatever happened prior to this, and her fans get on board, obviously she probably doesn't have as many fans as Taylor Swift, but it'll work in her favor, so to speak, from here going on out.
Where we're looking at Meg, if she decided to say redo Big Old Freak, which has one expensive sample in it, but there are two samples in it. One by Immature and one by I'll Be Sure for the bass line. And I'm like, okay, do you have to pay for that sample again if you're going to recreate that beat and do your own?
You do if you want to
create another master recording of that song.
Exactly. Yeah. But you don't for the writer publishing half of it. So that's already cleared. So you would have to probably reach out to them and cut the check. It's probably going to be a one-time thing. You cut the check for them, or maybe it's residuals. I don't know however that deal's worked out, but you still, you would have to. Because again, artists get paid twice for everything. And once you realize that, then you understand, like, cool, you have the writing aspect because it was written by these people, and then you have the version of it. It's just like selling a beat. You sell your beat for the master recording, but you also wrote the beat. So you get that part of it as well. So it's kind of complicated, but
so on these re-recordings, the sample clearance, like you talked about Al B and you said Immature, right?
Right.
There's to Lone's point. That's another check opportunity on these re-recordings if she chooses to do so. That's dope.
Potentially.
That's dope. Potentially, yeah, that's dope.
Say she puts out. Say she doesn't even do the whole album. Say she just goes out and puts out the Tina Snow collection and takes the biggest songs from her time with Carl Crawford and when she was under her first production or record contract, and she just puts those out, the Tina Snow versions.
Yeah.
Then I can see where there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
But also she could replay all these songs with no samples, with actual musicians, and not have to clear any samples.
No, I think that, I hear some of the...
It's like a cover. It's essentially like a cover.
Yeah, like Salt and Pepper.
You're covering your own
has
song.
redone, they took Spinderella off, but that's messed up. But it is what it is.
There are instances where I've seen both a interpolation or a replay. Sometimes it works.
3-6, was it 3-6 that did? No, or was it 8 Ball and MJG? I think had one.
But a replay?
Yeah, I think
they did an album where they had live instrumentation.
that's what I mean. But it was of all their older stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a play on that as well.
Could be.
And the thing about Meg is like she's the songs she has were so recent. Her voice sounds the same.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing
that's how Taylor Swift was able to get it.
Yeah, because honestly, when you hear some of these people redo their records 30 years later, your voice is not the same.
Yeah,
that's probably why Ashanti's isn't out yet, because she's been talking about redoing this for 3 years now.
Yeah, Alexander O'Neal's,
it's not gonna hit the same.
It's not the same because his voice isn't the same. But shout out to people who understand the business enough to even attempt this.
Yeah, for sure.
Taylor then was on it, man. The Taylor version, brilliant.
Yeah. So if your people haven't thought of this, Megan Thee Stallion, get them Tina Snow versions out here and shout the new old heads for
put us on the credits. So we can
exactly. Get them Tina Snow versions out here.
Image award winning. All right.
We'll see.